What's going on, guys? This is Coach Smith. Just finished a game in one of my CFMs, 4th and 1, against the guy I played against several times, and yeah, 422 passing yards, but all those were on jump balls, and not even jump balls really, but for some reason Mike Conley kept getting behind Bradley Roby and just burning him to a crisp. So I had to make some adjustments to fix that in the second half, but just going through some stats real quick. I got tired of Matt Ryan, not Matt Ryan, but Paxton Lynch, and put Matt Ryan back in. So I mean, he does what I want him to do. I'm treating this team like the Broncos did with Peyton Manning, last football season, or I guess the season before, since football season is over with. But if you can see, he only completed 18 passes. He got 422 yards. CJ Anderson, let me just do this, makes it a little bit easier. CJ Anderson had a big day. My rookie didn't have quite the day, but I mean, as long as I get the yards and the touchdowns, his one touchdown was really nice, which I hope they show. That'd be awesome. Yards after contact, look at that. 50 and 22. That's what I want to see. Receiving wise, Bebe had over 100 yards. And after that, it was really my tight ends. Unfortunately, I use a lot of two tight end sets and work from there. So it's hard for my other wide receiver, Glenn, to get any touches. Defensively, Von Miller came alive, 4 sacks. INTs, we only had 2. One of them was a user pick. The other was all computer. And we're just going to kind of go through and let's look at the Chiefs. 422, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. And again, a lot of these yards came off of Mike Conley just winning passes in the air. I'm really sure he only ran the ball 7 times. So, I mean, I wasn't hurting running wise, but this is where shit gets stupid. 334 yards on 11 catches. That's where all of his yards went. And a couple of these yards were late in the game when I was trying to do a couple of things. So, take that for what you will. Defensively, I don't think, okay, he sacked me twice. This was early in the game, and I'm not really sure when this was. Interceptions, Ron Parker. Alright. So scoring summary, let's see. I don't think he actually caught any of the long touchdown passes. So there's actually one, and then here's the other one. Right, so that's the very beginning of the game. So let's just look at the score summary real quick. Or shoot, not the score summary. The highlights. Right, and what I also want to do is I want to show off the cover 3 match that I play and how I accomplish it. Right, and I believe I have another receiver over there, right. And he just sends an all-out blitz, and there wasn't enough time. I had all deep routes. I expected him to be in a zone, and he wasn't. So that's kind of what happened here. Okay, here's the first, bull hockey. This is all cover 3 match, and I didn't play path commit the whole game. But basically, Mike Conley just kept burning whoever this corner is, and this is before I changed to Bradley Roby, I believe. So, the first one you kind of let go. This is early in the game. You just kind of chalk it up and move on. Tip your hat and move on. But I don't understand why they're step for step and all of a sudden he leaves him. Not really sure what happened there. Okay, and I believe Von Miller, like I said, had 4 sacks, so I think he just worked that left tackle. Yeah, but let's look at this cover 3 match, shall we? Ideally, you want to play this cover 3 match with, better press corners and make sure your corners have high zone, which I have Bradley Roby and I believe it's Chris Harris. I'm not really sure. And all 3 of my linebackers are pretty good, with the exception of probably Shane Ray is probably the worst out of them. And this is actually my safety. So this is definitely that Seattle front look. I believe this is the overset. It might be an underset with the free safety playing over the tight end. But so this is cover 3 match. And watch what happens here. I want to just look at the coverage. Right? This one's not really easy to see, But as you can see, he actually, right here, he sees this guy here. Let's rewind this. And this is my rookie safety. He sees Mike Conley, who's here, get up the field. So he's going deepest with the deepest now. He's not overly worried about the tight end. Even though he's got the deep zone because it's cover 3 match, he's reading this as a vertical threat up the seam. So he's got to go with him. Chris Harris bumps out. And look at this free safety over the top here. He sees nothing. He sees Mike Conley. Now he's over the top. See how that works? And this is a little bit different from regular cover 3. Regular cover 3, he's dropping straight back with Mike Conley somewhere back here. He would just cover the tight end out in the corner and leave the flats wide open. But watch what this guy does again. Or actually, I'm sorry, it would be this outside linebacker. I can't think of his name right now. So look, he plays the flat first, which is fine, and then he notices the tight end, so he backs off. Right? So this is the advantage that cover 3 match gives. It's not pattern reading, but it's the closest thing we have in the game. And again, this is the Seattle Seahawks style defense. That Pete Carroll style. You know, you want to play press, but obviously with Conley, I couldn't this game for a lot of it. So you kind of live and let live. And there'll be a couple other plays in this game where I can show you really what happens. This is actually a really nice play. I think he's in cover 2 because of how the far side corner over here is playing on Bebe. So what I look for is I'm looking to see, does that corner bite down on the fullback flaring out or the tight end on the corner? That's what I'm looking for, and whoever he picks, I go opposite, right? He comes down. Bebe is taking the help over the top, right? He's taking this out of the top. And this is a wide booty naked open pass play. The corner plays the flat, hard flat, wide open. And then at this point, you know, we have Maddenisms. Wish that was a touchdown. Okay, a 1-yard touchdown. This is actually pretty nice here. I don't know what it is, but since the patch, power has kind of been that play. Okay, here goes another long bomb. See, I have him pressed. And he play actions me, and he does a shot play, and he just outruns him. Luckily, we started at the goal line, but I think he scored anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not really sure why this happened, because he's basically playing man coverage. Now, granted, it's basically 0-man since this free safety back here is on the other side of the field. I would like to have it so that he is more over here to the wide side of the field, like, you know, have him cheat something about right in here. But, you know, it is what it is. So let's just see what happens. Okay, that looks kind of like a weird animation glitch, if anything else. He's letting him get the inside release. And remember, I do technically have help inside on that with that free safety. So, I don't know. Just one of those things. I'll just run it here. And he just mosses him. Alfred Morse run here. He just trucks over my guys. Boom. Runs right through him. Good run. Okay. So again, I'm thinking cover 2 just because of how that corner right here is lined up. And I believe this is a play action where the tight end goes across the field, and then I have a deep post. Yeah. Boom. Right? So, I'm looking at this tight end, and I'm thinking it's cover 2, just because of the shell and how it looks. He comes off, and you see how he kind of gets this middle drop, the deep middle drop, to focus on him? Which is what I was wanting. And it just leaves that deep middle wide open. And if I wanted to, I could just check it down here if pressure's coming. You know, get my, you know, that's 12 yards difference right there. So, I mean, you know, I throw it and I get, you know, 4 or 5 yards maybe. Now this is really nice. I think this play is called the Bucks Fade. And I know he's blitzing, I think, because of how everything's lined up. I should have ran it here, but, you know, whatever. So, Bebe's on a fade. And what he's going to do, this tight end right here, is actually going to come out. He's actually going to come out just a little bit. I'll just show you. He's going to kind of fake out and cut back up the field. Right here, fake fade, boom, right up the field. I'm not really sure what the free safety is doing. He might have audibled him. But basically, if the safety cheats to this player here, I have this guy on the back side. Pretty much same position. This beats a lot of your cover threes down in that red zone. So if we just rewind it, look at Bebe. So you see how they had him doubled? That's what opens this up. He's outside. He doesn't drop back deep enough. And he's right here. And he plays in the middle, and I just catch him cheating over. Okay, here goes another bomb. Now look, I have him backed off here. So, just keep that in mind when you're watching this video. And remember, keep this in mind too, a good portion of what Seattle does relies heavily on pass rush. And with Madden, you know, pass rush is either hit or miss. So there's not a lot of disrupting the quarterback. Either you sack him or you don't. That's pretty much how the game operates, especially with the user. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this. And I want you to watch these other routes too. Boom. Right. Let's see. I'm actually not sure what defense I'm in here. I can't think if that's cover 3 match or not. I think so because of how everything is lined up. I think it's just cover 3 buzz. But basically, he's going to play down. This safety here is going to play down here. And then I'm using this linebacker to cover that deep middle. And he still gets burnt. Okay, this is again cover 3 buzz, but I actually audibled or hot routed the strong side corner over here to play a hard flat. And that opened up. Let's see watch how it opens up Conley. You see that tight window that it opens up? That's a really tight window. Now, I'm using, so this is kind of on me because I had stayed out where I'm supposed to here. Actually, this is the safety, so I'm actually playing deep middle, but what's supposed to happen is he flares out here to where he is on the snap. If he gets out there quicker, he'll see Conley going out and he'll follow him in most cases. So probably the biggest weaknesses I would say of the cover 3 match. Number one, wheel routes. If you have a wheel route and you got a guy that loves to throw wheel routes, better call a different defense because you will get burnt every time. The other big one is, I guess, quick outs, but quick outs in this game are hard to defend anyway unless you're playing a cover 2 hard flat. So, you know, I'm not that worried about it, and I know what I'm giving up. Okay, this is just a sack. Basically, I didn't have enough time. He threw in a nice little coverage here, but this is 3rd and long. And, I mean, I had this guy open here for 30 seconds, but I'm not making that. So if I had a little bit more time, I probably would have thrown it to here to Janice. Right through here. Hit him right around there. But time, so. Okay, now this was actually out of Wildcat. I think this is cover 3 match, but for some reason the safety didn't follow their running back. Or this might have been cover 2-man. Or cover 1, excuse me. This is cover 1. Anyway, he just doesn't follow him, and it's just an easy pick and pop play. Okay, here goes another Chris Conley touchdown. Again, I'm pressed up on him, and I don't play pass commit. You see how the DB's head turns inside for a second? Because he's playing run. If I pass commit, this probably doesn't happen. But, boop. Okay, I throw an interception here. Just a bad interception. I mean, if I'd have been smart about it, I would have thrown it to the backside tight end on the post here. But I tried to force it, and It is what it is. He actually came out, and I believe this is cover 1. So, but the next play, he actually tries to run it one of the 7 times he did. User hit stick fumble. Just a nice opening, and again, this is power. You didn't get this push prior to the patch. Okay, another big throw. And right here, I just know I have him outflanked. I mean, the only way this guy gets here is if, I mean, he's just outflanked. So I actually audible to a slant. He goes in, and Bebe just kind of goes on a quick little flat route. And I just hit him real quick. I'm out right on my drop. One, two, three, bam. 1, 2. So it's actually a 2-step drop right there. And you know, Bebe does Bebe things. That's the same play. Okay, now watch this. This is how a counter should look. One of the few times I actually got a counter to work. See, the problem with the counter is this backside here. The guard and the tackle should be doubling, and they don't. For whatever reason, they need to double that guy. Double and then have the tackle build up, so you don't get those cheap inside move animations. Because now I'm having a tackle on a defensive. I'm having an offensive tackle on a defensive tackle. I'll take the defensive tackle in that battle, especially when he had Star Lele and Dontari Poe playing. So, you know. And again, I believe this is Von Miller just eating up this poor. Oh, this is Derek Wolf actually. He tried to throw a screen, just held onto it too long. But Von Miller ate up this poor left tackle all day. Right, and I think this is might be 3rd down. I'm just trying to kill clock and make sure I don't make a big mistake here. So I settle for the field goal. Okay, now here's the user INT. Again, this is cover 3 match. Now what I'm looking at here, I'm looking to see if number 2 comes inside. Because if 2 comes inside, I'm looking back out to Mike Conley and see where he's at. He's deep. So now I'm looking for a drag. That's my responsibility. Right? Boom. So watch this here. Watch this guy here. That's in a spy, sorry. Not the right guy I wanted. Maybe it's this guy. He sees this drag, so now he's looking for Mike Conley. So it'll stop a lot of that deep post stuff. Right? And he'll come up and play that drag. Once he sees it, he tightens this window so the corner can get over the top. And he'll come down and play the drag. Once he gets a little bit more outside. Okay. Right here. Same thing. He sees this guy go inside. He's looking for something outside. Now he's dropping to space. And he'd come down right there on that drag. So he might get a 5-yard gain if he throws it there. Which, I mean, I'll take that. It looks like he was actually about to start coming back down on that drag now. So he doesn't see a threat, doesn't see a threat, doesn't see a threat. Now he's there. Now my threat's here. So go ahead and come downhill. This guy here, he's looking at the tight end. He's vertical, now he's not. See how he follows that tight end? That's the beauty of cover 3 match. And again, I just threw a spy out there, made it a 3-man pass rush. But I noticed the drag, I just step up. Ping! Pick. Okay, now this is the one. This is, again, cover 3 match. But this time it's giving me kind of a cover 2 shell look. Or kind of like the same technique cover 2 would be. And this is actually a blitz. Here, I'm dropping Derek deep. And Bradley Roby just comes up with a nice INT. Okay, now right, I'm not really worried about the rest of this, so this is all basically garbage time when the game was iced. So I just wanted to go through a couple of that, and hopefully later I can get you better examples of cover 3 match and really go in depth, but that's just a couple examples. Alright guys, talk to you guys later. Peace.